mananalo pa si VP Sara sa 2028, iditepok na sila. Kaya ang pag pinag-uusapan, ikasa na ang CONAS. Palitan ng konstitusyon, dagdagan ng 3 taon ang mga kasalukuyang kongresista and extend the term even of the president until 2031.
Okay, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat at pag-usapan natin itong trending na video ngayon patungkol dito kay Vice Ganda, kung saan itong si Vice Ganda ay pinaglaruan niya yung nangyaring putukan sa Senado na parang nire-enact nila yung time na natakot itong si Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, the Senate President, at yung kapatid na si Pia Cayetano, Senator Pia Cayetano. Nire-enact nila at pinagtawanan nila. Para bang, kasi alam naman natin itong si Vice Ganda, dilawang-dilawan ito, makarobredo, pinklawan talaga, dilawan. Alam naman natin na they are really against the political affiliation dito sa mga Cayetano. So parang pinagtawanan nila na natakot itong mga senador sa putukan, pero sila, alam nyo namang sensitive ito na issue, pero ginamit pa nila sa kanilang show sa Showtime itong si Vice Ganda. Hindi ko nakita ito nung pinost po ito ni Alvin and Tourism kasi gumagawa siya ng reaction video dito. Kaya nire-reaction na natin rin. Okay? Pakinggan natin ang reaction ni Alvin and Tourism patungkol dito. Kasi tama siya Kasi po, bastos talaga itong si Vice Ganda. Mamaya, i-play ko yung video na yan. At pangalawang video na aking ipapakita sa inyo ay isang, I don't know kung vlogger ba ito o isang pulis na Pilipina sa labas ng bansa natin, no? Na siguro Philippine-American ba itong babaeng ito, pero pinare-realize niya na ang Pilipinas talaga ay sobrang sablay when it comes dito sa usaping ICC. Kasi ang Russia at ang ibang mga yung ibang bansa ay hindi na po kinilala itong ICC. Pero tayo, itong si BBM, parang halik-puwet pa sa ICC. Ipapaliwanag mamaya dito ni Madam. Okay, hindi ko kita kilala, Madam, pero shout out sa inyo. Pero ako po'y natutuwa sa explanation mo patungkol dito sa ginagawa nila kay Tatay Digong, na doon si Putin, example, si Putin sa Russia ay wanted rin si Putin sa ICC, pero ang gobyernong Russia hindi pumayag na dalhin doon si Putin sa ICC. Tayo, dahil sa away politika, kinawawa nila si Duterte, si Tatay Digong. Okay? Mamaya, i-play ko yung video na yan. At last but not the least, ay itong video ni Karen Davila na in-interview niya itong si Senator Amy Marcos sa mga maiinit na issue patungkol po sa nangyari sa Senado, yung putukan. Okay? At pinag-usapan rin dito yung magiging ang kanyang kapatid na si Bongbong Marcos parang ayaw nang mag-step down kasi may planong mag-chat-cha. Yan po ang pag-uusapan natin, ha. So guys, eto po, no, bago ang lahat, like and share this video para kakalat ito sa taong bayan. Sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe, subscribe na po kayo. Okay, eto, unahin muna natin itong si Vice Kabayo Ganda. Ito, play.
Mga kababayan, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Sabay-sabay po nating panoorin ang kabastusan ng isang sikat na artistang nagngangalang Vice Ganda.
We are under attack! Nanawagan kami dito. Dito ka, nandito yung kapatid sa babae. Ismail ka dyan. We are under attack! Kasi yung kapatid na babae gumagano sa likod.
Nakita nyo naman po mga kababayan kung gaano ng Showtime led by Vice Ganda pinagtatawanan ang lived experiences ng mga senators natin. And most likely, they are referring to Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano and his sister, now the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chair, Pia Cayetano. Ang Showtime po, minsan nanonood naman ako niyan. Maraming Pilipino actually ang nanonood dyan. Kasi sabi nga nila, kapupulutan ng aral. At sometimes, masaya naman. Pero, itong ganitong behavior, specific right now, this is something that doesn't need to be emulated. Coming from supposed individuals like Vice Ganda and Curtis and everyone surrounding the vicinity of that particular show, hindi sana nila gawin ang mga ganyang bagay. Kasi I'm pretty sure kung sila ang nalagay sa alanganin, kung sila ang napunta sa isang sitwasyon kung saan pwedeng ang buhay mo ay mawala
Correct.
in the midst of it all, itong mga taong ito ay magiging dramatic. Hindi lang dramatic, they are going to appeal before the mass that they have been subjected or subjugated into a very difficult situation. Kaya sana, makitaan ni Vice Ganda, ni Ann Curtis, at lahat ng mga tumatawa doon sa supposedly funny joke na ginawa ni Vice Ganda, na hindi yun maganda ang ginawa nila.
Correct.
Sana ang mga kagaya ni Vice Ganda, although magkaiba ang politika natin, hindi bumaba sa ganitong level ng supposedly funny joke or reenactment of a very serious matter. Kasi hindi natin alam. Baka tomorrow or sa makalawa, kayo naman ang maka-experience ng ganoong pangyayari. Hindi naman sa wini-wish ko yan, pero sana hindi natin palakihin ang ating ulo. Kasi meron kayong platform. Ang mga tao ay nanonood sa inyo. So gamitin nyo ang inyong impluensya sa positibo.
Correct.
Kasi kung tinatawag kang Vice Ganda, hindi lang dapat sa panlabas na kaanyuan mo nakikita ang ganda.
Correct.
Kundi pati na din sa iyong kaibuturan ng iyong puso. So sana po itong mga taong ito ay magbago na para hindi naman mapamarisan or hindi makita ng mga young generation of
Itong comment ni Alvin and Tourism medyo ano pa nga may preno pa hindi pa niya binuhos. Kung ako ang maka-react dito kay Vice Ganda mamaya, watch out ka Vice.
Filipinos. At baka sundin pa or gayahin pa nila ito. Yun lamang po, mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Ito magko-comment ako dito sa ginawa nitong bakla na ito. Okay? Itong si Vice Ganda. Unang-una, no? Sa tingin ko, hindi ko i-blame itong si si Ann Curtis. Kasi siya po lamang ay parang sumabay lang siya dito sa sumabay lang siya sa joke ni Vice Ganda. At sa lahat ng mga artista at mga audience sa Showtime na tumatawa sa joke ni Vice Ganda, they are just having fun. So, they are just having fun to the point na tumatawa lang sila sa joke ni Vice Ganda. At hindi naman yan tatawa kung hindi nag-joke itong si Vice Ganda. Okay? Okay man ang joke na bilang isang joker, pero sometimes piliin natin yung joke natin kung hindi ba ito sensitive sa ibang tao. Okay? Kaya ako, in-excuse ko si Ann Curtis, si Jong Hilario at ang ibang mga artista at mga studio audience na tumatawa. Wala kayong kasalanan. Ang may malaking pananagutan dito ay si Vice Ganda. Kasi siya po ang nag-create ng joke na ito na pinagtawanan nila. At itong nire-enact nila ay hindi po ito ordinaryong pangyayari sa bansa natin na dapat mong pagtawanan. Okay? Now, alam ko na magkaiba po tayo ng political affiliation. Piklawan kayo, dilawan kayo, pero to the point na pwede kayong biruin nyo ang mga politicians kung ano, yung mga flood control. Pero biniro mo ang isang pangyayari na muntik ng meron pong masawi. Pwedeng masawi. Nandun po ang mga senador, mga media, na takot yung mga media at yung tao sa loob ng Senado na syempre nanganganib po ang kanilang buhay doon sa nangyaring putukan. To the point na parang ito, yung nangyari kay Jessica Soho na yung R joke, okay? R-A-P-E joke ni Vice Ganda ni Jessica Soho. Grabe yun. Bastos yun. Hindi dapat yan binabastos yung mga ganyan, yung mga R-A-P-E. Kasi ano yun eh, very sensitive yan na issue. Doon sa nangyari sa Senado, sensitive rin yun kasi buhay po ang pinag-uusapan doon. At bansang Pilipinas na nag-aaway, ang ating functions of government ang pinag-uusapan, tapos ginawa ninyong katatawan. Kasi si Vice Ganda, ang kanyang ginoke dito, si Alan Peter Cayetano at si Pia Cayetano, nung nagpanik sila sa chaos na nangyari sa Senado. And remember, wala kang respeto, Senate President yan. Mga senador natin yan. Pero wala kang respeto. Buhay nakasalalay nila doon. Pero anong ginawa mo? Pinagtawanan mo. Ganun ka kabastos, Vice. Ganun ka kabastos. Hindi bagay sa'yo ang word na ganda. Ang bagay sa'yo, Vice lang siguro. Kasi maganda ka nga. Ganda ka sa labas. Pero sa iyong kalooban, ang pangit mo, Vice. Sobrang pangit mo. Sa totoo lang, ang pangit ng ugali mo. E di syempre, anong masasabi ko sa kanya? Lumalaki na ang kanyang ulo. E syempre, mayaman na. Sikat na. Nakakalimutan na siguro niya kung saan siya dati. Di ba? Galing ka rin sa hirap, Vice. Pasalamat ka nga sa Panginoon na nabigyan ka ng magandang buhay. Tapos, pagtatawanan mo ang isang pangyayari na muntik ng merong mga mamatay na mga tao sa loob ng Senado? That's not good. Kaya nga, kayo mga audience ko dito sa Donmar TV, ha? Kung ako sa inyo, I would boycott this kind of artista. No? Huwag nyo nang panoorin yung showtime na yan. Huwag nyo nang panoorin. Sobra pong influencer ka eh. Vice Ganda is considered an influencer. Tapos, ganyan ang gagawin mo. Bilang ikaw na isang influencer, ay gumawa ka sana ng magandang ehemplo na magkaisa tayong mga Pilipino, mas lalo mong winawatak-watak ang bansang ito. Gamitin mo sana yung kasikatan mo, Vice, para i-unite mo ang ating bansa. I-unite mo. Hindi yung sikat ka nga, pero ikaw ang dahilan na nagkawatak-watak ang Pilipinas. Sa bagay, ang ABS-CBN, bias yung media reporting. Isa kayo sa dahilan na nagkawatak-watak ang Pilipinas, ang mga Pilipino. Ay nako, sad to say, pero ikinahihiya ko itong ganitong klaseng artista. Okay, punta naman tayo dito kay Madam. Okay, itong hindi ko kilala ito, no, pero I hope sa ating mga audience ay merong sabi sa inyo kung sino itong si Madam. In-explain niya dito kung bakit sablay ang Pilipinas sa pag-handle sa ICC. Ito po yung kanyang explanation, no? Play natin.
Sobrang nakakatawa ito kasi maraming mga leaders din sa ibang bansa ang may warrant sa ICC. So, niresearch ko sa Google. Sabi ko dito, bakit wala sa kustodiya ng ICC si Putin? Sabi ng Google, lack of jurisdiction. Russia is not a state party to the Rome Statute. And also, even when Putin travels to ICC member states, ayaw nilang hulihon si Putin dahil sa diplomatic, political, and national security concerns. And also, ICC don't have any police force. They are 100% relying sa domestic authority sa Russia. Sino nga bang gustong hulihin si Putin sa Russia? Wala.
Correct.
Okay. Niresearch ko din si Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu. May warrant din siya sa ICC. Same. Sabi dito, custody because ICC lacks its own police force and relies entirely on a member nation to enforce its warrant. And Israel is not a state party to the Rome Statute and does not recognize the ICC's jurisdiction. As a result, domestic Israeli authorities will not execute the warrant.
Grabe.
Ngayon, sa Pilipinas lang talaga ang sakalam. So, kayo na ang bahala. ICC cannot enforce their law sa ibang country dahil wala silang sarili nilang pulis. At yan ang nangyayari sa Israel at sa Russia. Pero sa Pilipinas, dahil marami tayong mga Filipino na pulis ng ICC, kaya ito nangyayari. No? Dahil they cannot wait. They cannot wait. Nangangati na yung mga kamay nila at paa to hand over certain people dahil ang certain people na ito ay balakid sa kanilang mga plano.
Takot. Di ba? So, eto, maganda ang logic ni Madam. Ang Russia at itong Israel ay tumiwalag na sa ICC. Kung sabihin na meron pong mga taga-Israel at mga taga-Russia, leader pa ng Russia, si Putin, ay wanted sa ICC. Ang bansang Israel at ang Russia, hindi po nila pinayagan ang ICC na mismo ang kanilang mga netizen ay hulihin dito sa ICC. Ganyan po ang strong na bansa na kinikilala ang sobereintiya ng isang bansa. Pero look at what happened now sa bansang Pilipinas. Duterte pinahuli ng ICC ng ating presidente. Ngayon naman, si Bato naman planong ipapahuli sa ICC. So anong tawag mo dito? Ang gobyerno po natin ngayon ay nakakatakot. Itong gobyernong ito, malaki po ang kasalanan kapag yan si Bongbong Marcos ay hindi na mapresidente. Marami pong nakaabang kaso niyan. Hinayaan niya ang isang Pilipino na mahuli sa mga dayuhan. At yan po ay sampal sa ating lahat na mga Pilipino. Nasaan na po ang sobereintiya ng ating bansa niyan? Yan ang point niya. Bakit nagawa ng Russia at Israel pero hindi magawa-gawa ng Pilipinas? Isa lang ang sagot. Dahil sa away politika. Si Marcos, ginamit niya ang ICC. Weaponize niya ang ICC for his political gain. Ginamit mo ang ICC. Kaya ikaw, no, isinusuka ka ng taong bayan. Okay, punta naman tayo dito kay Senator Amy Marcos at si Karen Davila. kung saan in-interview po ng mainit na tanong itong si Senator Amy Marcos patungkol po sa pag-atake ng Senado, no? Inatake yung Senado noong the other week. Okay? At pinag-usapan rin ang tungkol kay Senator Bato de la Rosa at sa planong tiyatsa ng kanyang kapatid. Ayaw na sigurong bumitiw bilang presidente kasi natatakot na. Heto po. Panoorin po natin itong video na ito.
We're privileged to have with us Senator Amy Marcos. Senator Marcos, good morning to you, ma'am.
Yes, magandang umaga. Sorry, talagang nagbulilyaso yung wifi. Medyo na-late tayo, but nevertheless, we're here. I think you wanted to know our reaction dun sa
Yeah.
PRO yata ni Bato.
Yeah,
Yan ang
let's start
nabanggit
with
mo.
that first. Yeah. Okay.
Oo.
No,
Well,
because
unang-una, yes,
Go ahead.
please go ahead. Please
Hindi,
go
because
ahead.
the Senate President has repeatedly said they will only recognize arrest warrants coming from Philippine courts. Now, what do you make of the Supreme Court now not granting Senator Bato a temporary restraining order?
Yes, yung linabas ng Senate, ng Supreme Court, hindi pang maliwanag. They said they will post the decision on Monday. So mahirap pang mag-speculate kung anong basehan ng decision. Wala naman ruling on the merits. But if truth be told, ang pagkaintindi ko, kasi maliwanag, I was the one who led the investigations on the kidnapping of former President Duterte to The Hague. And it's very, very clear there's a process that's indicated both in our Constitution as well as in the extradition laws. Unang-una, kung mag-issue yung ICC ng warrant, ang magsiserve niyan, kasi they have no enforcing agency, is the Interpol. The Interpol then calls the Philippines, their counterpart, which is the PCTC, or the Philippine Council on Transnational Crime. They will then apply at the local court for a local warrant. Yun ang intindi namin. So the denial of the TRO is perhaps until now not conclusive to me because I need to see the basis, and certainly the Supreme Court will mind the Constitution as well as the very clear-cut extradition laws of the Philippines. The mangling of extradition versus surrender, para sa akin walang basehan yun kasi maliwanag, Pilipino ang idadakip. Ang aarestuhin dapat ay Pilipino, Senator
Yan, naglag si Senator Amy.
All right, I think we're losing Senator Marcos. I think it's because of her Wi-Fi. All right.
Forward natin.
Yes.
All right. Okay, wait. Subukan natin. Opo, ma'am, tama kayo. Malabo po yung signal nyo. You got off, You completely got off for a period. So, you talked about the process. Binanggit nyo yung proseso, right? Ang
Yes.
sinasabi po ninyo sa ngayon, okay, to shorten it, ito po. Some experts say that with the Supreme Court decision, the warrant can be served against Senator Bato. Do you agree with that?
No, we don't agree with that. As I said, I investigated the kidnap of former President Duterte to The Hague, and it became very apparent from all our legal luminaries, even our former Supreme Court justice who actually framed the Constitution, as well as many, many other experts, that the law is very clear. A foreign warrant cannot be executed or enforced here in the Philippines without a counterpart local warrant. We have not surrendered our jurisdiction. We are still a sovereign nation. It is our own local warrants that will prevail when the arrest is of a Filipino national. Maliwanag yun Kaya hindi ko maintindihan bakit sino-shortcut nila. Maliwanag naman, sundan lang yung proseso at magiging maliwanag. At saying that Senator Bato is a fugitive, I'm not his lawyer, but he walked out of the Senate like anybody else would because the Supreme Court had just granted 72 hours. He did not escape or flee, as
Correct.
it were. He just walked out together with Senator Robin. Ganun lang yun. I happened to be hanging around until quite late, so I
Walang warrant of arrest. Paano nag-escape?
saw that they were getting ready because I was looking for food para pakainin yung mga PNP na hindi pa pala kumain. Yun lang. Kaya alam ko, lumakad sila ng normal. Ayun.
Okay. Now, there's been some criticism with President Marcos Jr.'s actions na atras abante because on Monday they tried to serve the warrant, and come Wednesday or Thursday, the president had a clarificatory statement to say walang utos to actually arrest Bato, and yet on Monday the NBI was serving the warrant. Where are we when it comes really to this ICC warrant? And what do you think was the reason why Malacanang suddenly went from arresting Bato to suddenly instructing the NBI to stand down?
Kaya nga hindi ko maintindihan. It's very, very confusing. I'm exactly in your position. Litong-lito ako, hindi ko maintindihan kasi paiba-iba. We actually started with this drama on May 11 when the NBI suddenly appeared on the premises, and they say they were allowed to by the previous leadership of the Senate. Sinunggaban si Bato. Naku, lakas ng loob. Nakipag-wrestling kay Bato at nasaktan si Bato. Duguan siya pumasok and he voted with bleeding hands. No? And then thereafter, the NBI also beat up, talagang kinuyog yung isang tao namin, one of our security who was trying to prevent them from entering the area where the senators were, because the Senate, like Congress and the Palace, has its own security network. You get in there with coordination. Bugbog sarado yung security namin nung Lunes at sinabi namin, but kayo nandito in the first place, and the poor guy had to be sent to the hospital. So that's what happened. May gulo na. Big fuss is being made about the fact that OSAA, our security, fired the first warning shot. And I'm not here to lawyer for them, but what I know for sure is that everybody was on heightened tension because a lockdown had been imposed. We were all waiting for the articles of impeachment. We heard drilling in the wall. They were actually trying to break down the wall from the GSIS side. And the NBI was all over the place already, and they couldn't prevent them from coming in. We were only 2 doors down. Tama yung kay Senator Pia. Nakaka-nervous talaga. So the security shot, and then it began all these volley of gunfire. 44 yung basyo na nahanap doon sa may bintana. It was very, very scary, and rightfully our
Sabi pa ni Senator Amy, it was very scary. Pero si Vice Ganda, tumatawa lang. Kabayo ka talaga, Vice.
majority senators really complained that this is not quite right, and the NBI really put the senator, really attacked the Senate. It was very, very apparent.
But right, as Senator, I want to ask you 2 questions on that. First, number 1, did Bato have to run away? I mean, when the NBI was serving the
Hindi naman run away, Karen. Hindi ka makaintindi. Wala ngang warrant of arrest.
warrant, that conduct, that chase by the stairwell, being a senator of the land.
Ito mga dilawan talaga ang mga question nila, no? Hindi kasi marunong umintindi sa batas.
Shouldn't he have just spoken to the NBI and allowed himself or surrendered? The act of running makes him act like a fugitive, Senator.
Hindi fugitive. Kung sa tingin ninyo, yan po ang ang tingin ninyo kay Bato, ang tingin namin, iniiwasan nang niya ang mga kidnapper. Itong administrasyon na ito, hindi na po ito trusted, itong administrasyong Marcos, kasi baka maulit yung ginawa ni Duterte. Hindi nyo ba nakita yon, Karen Davila, yung ginawa nila kay Duterte? Hinuli na hindi dumaan sa tamang proseso? Baka maulit yan kay Bato. Gago ka.
Yes, I agree, because the CCTV that was shown was actually cut. It was edited. He tried to talk to them, and then they jumped him. Ibang usapan yun, because there were so many of them, and they jumped him. Isa lang yata, o dalawa yung security niya, layo-layo pa. They really jumped the guy and started pummeling him and wrestling with him. He tried to speak to them. I'm not here to be Bato's lawyer, and I'm actually thinking forward that the issue really was not Bato after all. It was really the leadership of the Senate, because
Ayan, putol-putol na naman. Skip muna natin para
hindi
Wait,
pa
ma'am,
mas
nakat
maigi.
kayo. Kanina
Ay,
nakat po
sorry.
kayo. Pwede niyo po ulitin yung sinabi niyo na the arrest was more than that? Is that what you were saying? That was it to stop
Yes.
Bato from voting?
Yes, that's right. It turns out that Bato was only the beginning of the entire story. Yung pala, more importantly, they really wanted to change and get back the leadership of the Senate because there was so much at stake. Nakapusta na pala doon yung CONAS.
Oh, gagamitin pa nila na nagkagulo dahil sa pamumuno ni Senator Alan Cayetano. Yan ang palabas nila kasi na dismayado na sila, nanlumo na sila kasi nakuha na yung Senate seat kasi kawawa na si Soto. Kawawa si Soto. Tingnan nyo, paglabas niya doon sa Senado, di ba? Yung sasakyan na binato ng tubig, yung ice water yata yun .
Kasi ang problema nila, matatalo sa impeachment sa Senado.
I'm not saying na tama yun na binato ha. But what I am saying is nagalit na yung tao sa kanya.
Mananalo pa si VP Sara sa 2028, iditepok na sila. Kaya ang pag pinag-uusapan, ikasa na ang CONAS. Palitan ng konstitusyon, dagdagan ng 3 taon ang mga kasalukuyang kongresista and extend the term even of the president until 2031. And no elections except perhaps for local positions.
Wow.
The other alternative was also discussed to raise the age for the presidency from 45 to 50 so that VP Sara would be disqualified. So this is a very high stakes game. It has little or nothing to do with Bato. He appears to be just a sidelight. And galit ang Pilipino sa
Grabe.
term extension. Ayaw natin ng Noel. Bakit natin pipilitin na naman to? This has lost time and time again.
All right, but Senator, these are very serious accusations, even against the president. I just want to ask you, who is your source? Where did you get this information regarding the CONAS plan? Kasi napakadetalyado po ng sinabi ninyo. Baka maakusan kayo ng Malacanang na chismis to. Nag-iimbento kayo ng kwento. Who is your source on this, Senator?
Yes, one of the guys who was there, pinagmamalaki nila, pinag-uusapan, at it was relayed to so many congressmen. If you recall, before the vote on the impeachment, 3 yung incentive package.
Grabe gagawin nila ang lahat para lang hindi mapresidente si VP Sara.
20 million in cash, 200 million, 250 pa in hard or infrastructure DPWH project. Malamang may flood control pa yan para matindi ang kickback. Ikatlo, don't worry about the churches, don't worry about Visayas, Mindanao, and the DDS because there will be no election. Noel ang benta nila. Yun ang part 3 ng incentive package. Tapos, yun nga, gusto nila tigilan na ang
Grabe.
flood control investigations kasi mabigat na yung ebidensya, limpak-limpak na yung dokumento, ang dami nagpipresenta at kahit kamag-anak ko, klaro naman na may ebidensya na kay Martin Romualdez, andyan kay Sandro Marcos, andyan rin kay Presidente Bongbong. Kamag-anak ko to, pero wala tayong magagawa, andyan na yung ebidensya.
Grabe.
Pagkatapos yung pinag-uusapan, yung budget na, because July,
Imagine that one kapatid na yan ng presidente ang nagsabi niyan.
2027 budget already and then 2028, alam natin that's the election budget and it was assured to the congressmen this will also be the CONAS budget. We are going to change the constitution and yun ang gagawin. Magkakaroon ng CONAS na kasalukuyang inuutos. Ayan, at linuluto lang ng maigi.
No, but Senator, I mean, your credibility is at stake here. You're actually accusing the president of wanting to stay longer in power, which was, I mean, forgive me for saying this, but the very problem that was with your own father, your late father, of wanting to stay in office for a much longer time than he was meant to stay in office. You are throwing that same accusation on your brother. Do you have the facts, the people, witnesses, sources that are credible on this, Senator Aimee?
Kausap ko ang maraming tao. I'm not certain that they'll come forward and be prepared to talk. But certainly, if there's anyone who knows the consequences of self-perpetuation and corruption, it should be me. Galit ang Pilipino sa usapin ng term extension.
Correct.
Yung palalagain mo, ipapalagi mo yung sarili mo sa pwesto, pipigilan ba natin ang mga Pilipino sa kanilang karapatan? Bilang Marcos, ako higit sa lahat, alam ko yan. Kaya wag na
Okay.
wag nilang gagawin yan.
No, because the CONAS was not anywhere. It wasn't discussed at any point, right? I mean, you're the one that actually brought it up today. It's like you've exposed a plan. So what I'm asking is if your sources are credible on this, because Malacanang for sure will not take this. As you've said it this morning, you're accusing the president of wanting to have no elections to extend his stay in power. Okay, unfortunately, Senator,
Yes, they're credible. They attended the
Okay.
meetings. The meetings first in Soler. Don't worry.
Grabe yan.
Okay.
Senator, my apologies, but we're losing you. Can you repeat? They've attended the meetings where?
Naputol na naman.
Okay. This is quite unfortunate. I apologize to our viewers for this and okay, Senator Amy Marcos is back. I think she's reconnecting. At
Sorry,
least let's,
nandito na naman ako.
Oo.
Diba?
Let's finish this at least, ma'am. May 4 minutes tayo. We've extended Head Start. Okay, but we hope to have you back. Sige, binanggit nyo, it's credible kasi they've attended the meetings where?
Yes, they attended. I know that there were meetings held in Soler Hotel. There was a meeting also. These aren't secret meetings, by the way, kasi they were planning for the impeachment. Understandably, no? Pero kung uulitin ni Bongbong yan, alam na niya magiging kahihinatan nito. Bakit niya uulitin? Alam namin. Kung may nakakaalam niyan, kami ang nakakaalam. Mas uulitin to, self-perpetuation, pagkatapos titigil yung corruption issues. Pwede ba naman yan? Hindi pwede yan.
Now, Senator, does the House Speaker, is House Speaker Bojidi on this? The alleged CONAS term extension,
I
everything
was
you've
told,
mentioned.
I haven't spoken to Bodji, but I was told that he was part of the conversation. Yes, I was told that clearly he was part of the meeting as well as the consequent explanations given to the congressmen who were assured not to worry about all the churches that were very angry, as well as not to worry, especially for the Visayas and Mindanao congressmen. Huwag kayong mag-alala, wala namang eleksyon eh. Noel tayo, hanggang 2031 kayo, pati ang Pangulo. Kung magkaka-eleksyon lang for local positions, governors and down. Wala yung national. Kaya no problem.
Grabe.
Bumoto kayo sa impeachment. Don't worry. Ganun yun eh.
All right. I think on that note, sadly, we don't have enough time, but I do hope that we get to speak about this again in the next few days. But Senator Amy Marcos, now you've convened as an impeachment court. You are a known ally of the Vice President. How can the people trust, frankly, that you will be impartial?
Yes, I think in an impeachment trial, what we were talking about is justice and not politics. I swore to abide by the Constitution. I was voted in by the Filipino people, and to them, I am loyal. Walang kaibigan, walang partido, walang politika. Sana, ganun din ang iniisip ng nasa minorya ngayon. We all know that time and time again, Senator Ontiveros has spoken about the impeachment. We also know na katunggali ni VP Sara, si dating Senate President Soto at pati na rin si Senator Pangilinan. Sana lahat kami, ang isipan namin, Constitution first and the people first. Para sa akin, yun ang maliwanag.
All right. On that note, I want to thank you for joining me today, and I do
Ayan.
hope you fix your Wi-Fi.
Ayan ha. Ito po, very clear yung main highlight sa sinabi ni Senator Amy na ang kanyang kapatid na si Bongbong Marcos ay planong manatili sa kanyang pwesto by not having an election this coming 2028 kasi po hindi na po nila kaya na maging presidente ulit itong si VP Sara. Okay? Yan po ang ating reaction dyan. gahaman talaga sa kapangyarihan ito mga taong ito. Kinurap na nga ang gobyerno, ayaw pang bumaba, di ba? Hindi pa enough siguro yung mga ninakaw ng mga buhayang mga congressman na ito eh. Sa bagay, kayo mga audience ko dito sa Donmar TV, mag-comment po kayo. Isulat nyo ang inyong opinion sa comment section, babasahin natin yan. Paki-like, paki-share na lang no, sa mga nanonood. Sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe, subscribe na po kayo. Okay? See you in my next video. Have a great day. Have a great night. God bless po sa ating lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas and God save the Philippines. Bye-bye.